Hello and welcome to Monday's programme. I'm Kylie Pentelow.
And I'm John T. Messer. Coming up tonight between now and 6:30.
Good evening. Surfers are being warned they're 3 times more likely to be harbouring antibiotic-resistant superbugs than non-surfers, and these could cause serious untreatable infections.
Surfers from across the region have been taking part in a scientific study at the University of Exeter, which reveals they swallow 10 times more seawater than swimmers, making them more vulnerable to pollution. Grace Pascoe reports from one of Cornwall's most popular surfing beaches.
Well, a little earlier I spoke with David Smith from Surfers Against Sewage. Many of the volunteers in the study were from the group, and he started by telling me that he was concerned by the findings. Surfers are 3 times more likely to be harbouring antibiotic-resistant superbugs. Does it worry you? I had one of the surfers there saying that water quality is better now than in the past. Do you think it's better? Surfers that we spoke to told us it wouldn't put them off going in the water reading these findings. What would be your advice for people who want to continue to surf or swim in the water but don't want their health to be affected?
To the news in the region now, and 5 men have appeared in court following an armed raid at a jeweller's in Truro. It happened in a shop.
An anti-hunt campaigner has been left with serious injuries after allegedly being ridden over during a hunt near Kingsbridge. The man was...
Backers of a new helicopter service for the Isles of Scilly say it will create 70 jobs and bring more than £30 million to the local economy. A plan.
South Western Ambulance Service is to be the first in the country to provide cancer care to people at home. A Royal Navy medical officer from Cornwall who saved the lives of hundreds of British and Argentine troops during the Falklands War has died at the age of 71.
Surgeon Captain Rick Jolly from Torpoint saved the life of every British serviceman he treated. He was the only person to be decorated by both Britain and Argentina for his service during the conflict. Claire Manning looks back on his life.
Captain Rick Jolly from Torpoint, who's died at the age of 71. Now you're watching ITV News here in the West Country. Still plenty more to come on tonight's programme before 6:30, including...
And after this programme, the ITV News continues with the national and international stories at 6:30. Mary Nightingale has the details.
But next tonight, bad weather, credit card bills and broken New Year's resolutions. They're just some of the things that supposedly make today the most miserable day of the year.
The Samaritans have renamed the day, dubbed Blue Monday, into Brew Monday, encouraging people to get together and have a chat to help beat those January blues. Volunteers...
Good idea. Now, the latest research shows that, on average, people here in the southwest receive more than 4 nuisance calls every week, with more than half saying they find it stressful and more than 1 in 4 concerned that elderly relatives could get conned.
Well, now a major insurance company has begun a campaign calling on the government to ban cold calls altogether. Malcolm Robertson has this report.
It's time for sport now, and in rugby, the Exeter Chiefs kept their chances of reaching the European Champions Cup quarter-finals alive with a 6-try thrashing of French team Montpellier.
Rob Baxter's side now have to beat Glasgow in their final pool game next weekend and hope other results go their way in order to qualify. Here's Jeff Welsh. Jeff has joined us in the studio. Jeff, the European dream's still on, but probably only just.
Oh, no, it's still very much on. And what makes the group of death? Now, you think to yourself, what's that? But when there's a major competition... Yeah, I can remember it well. But the thing is, so this was the pool of death.
Well, fingers crossed they do it, Jeff. Thanks very much.
Now, Plymouth Argyle's unbeaten start to the year continued at Doncaster Rovers, but it was comments from home team manager Darren Ferguson that made all the headlines.
The 45-year-old son of Sir Alex Ferguson has now apologised for saying he would shoot League One's appalling referees, as Chris Spittles reports.
And that's all we sport. Now, the latest film made by world-famous Aardman Animations had its world premiere at the weekend.
Yes, Early Man tells the story of a caveman trying to save the future of his tribe. Stars, including Eddie Redmayne, Tom Hiddleston and Somerset's very own Maisie Williams, were on the green carpet in London, as was our reporter Ben McGrail.
Brilliant stuff. You saw Maisie Williams there. She's fantastic. And there is a full interview with her. It's all on our social. Now, it was a big night last night for our weatherman Alex Beresford. He skated live with his...
And we can speak to Alex now in London. Alex, congratulations. How are you feeling?
We were both saying we were so nervous for you. Were you terrified?
No rest for you either. Can you give us any hints about what we can expect this weekend?
Brilliantly. Alex, we've got every faith in you. Oh, we will keep voting. Disco week next week. I wonder what he's going to do. Were you impressed by him, Bob?
What about the weather forecast for the next few days, Bob? That's a pretty scary photo if you're at the end of that.
Absolutely, even more.
Bob, thank you very much. And just before we go, a quick reminder of the main headlines here in the West Country this evening. Research.
Which brings us to the close of this evening's programme, so it's goodbye from the two of us. I'll have the late news for you tonight. That's at the usual time of 10:30.
But now I'll hand you to Mary Nightingale as the ITV News continues. Have a lovely evening. We'll see you tomorrow at 6.
Bye-bye.